icon for Community Board 7 is Michelle Booker. Unfortunately, she's our new district manager. We're so excited to have her, but she's been on the job barely a week and there's just so much to do. So she's probably going to join us at the July meeting. And it's just getting us started at this meeting. But
Okay, so you're live on. Okay. So let me launch meeting. Where am I? This. Where's my Zoom? Where can I see? All right, let me also participants. Okay, I am. Okay, Roberta, I'm making you the
co-host.
Yes, just a moment. Let me get out of this. More. More.
Nikki, you can change your name.
I'm making you the host, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you are the host.
Hello, everyone.
Miss Innocent, you're showing up as Roberta. You have to change your name.
Rita, you have to change your name too.
Why is everybody's Roberta?
Exactly.
What is going on?
Because many people use mine.
Roberta's name.
There was tremendous.
Because I think because the email that was sent as Roberta Seamer, not individual people. So
Oh, okay.
There was confusion.
I'm sorry, I'll be Roberta for today. I have no idea how to change it. So sorry. I don't mind being Roberta. I will be Roberta.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. I have to, my sneakers are on and I have to get out the door. Look forward to seeing you in July. I have some running around to do before the 1 o'clock meeting that I have later today, okay? I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Oh.
Does anyone else want to be a co-host before I go? But I made you host, so you could do whatever you want, Roberta.
I could be a co-host, Roberta.
Beverly, can you be co-host?
Sure.
Okay. Michelle, can you make Beverly co-host?
Let me.
I don't know that I can do that.
Sure, sure. Let me. I think because I made you host. Okay. I made you host. What you do is click on Beverly's name and you'll see something that shows up as more. Hover over her name. A little box will come up that says more. Click on that and then click co-host.
Make co-host, I got it.
Okay.
See you later, Michelle.
Okay, have a good day. Thank you.
Did that work, Beverly?
I think so.
No, it didn't.
No, I guess not.
All right.
It's okay. As long as someone is hosting, it's fine. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Have a blessed meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want to make Beverly? Yes, I just made you co-host.
There you go. Now you got it.
Got it. And if you want to change your name under more, you go to webinar settings, and under webinar settings, it will say rename and you can rename yourself. But if you don't, that's fine. I want to apologize to everybody for the confusion.
If you go, I just did it. If you go to the little dots next to mute, there's there's renaming right in there. You don't have to go anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
That for mine, I had to go first to participants and then it opens it up. And then I see mute and more.
Okay.
I think you can also, I just went to, if you hover over your name and you click on that, there is a drop-down menu that comes up and it says rename. So you can try that as well. That should be easy.
Welcome, everybody. I'm sorry about the mix-up about which link to use, but I think we've got it all together.
Hello.
Hi.
There's someone else. 2 people need to change their name. We have Roberta Seaman.
We have lots of Robertas.
We do.
Okay, there you go.
So thanks, everybody, for bearing with all the confusion.
Hi, Roberta.
Hi.
Hi, Madeline.
Hi, Madge. You need to change your name
Why?
because it says Roberta Seaman.
I don't know how to do that.
Go to participants, click on it, and then you pull up your name and you hover over it, and it'll show you 2 blue icons, mute and more. Go to more and it'll say rename. Click on that and you'll rename it.
More and rename. Okay.
Louisa, you can do the same.
I'm not finding more.
You
I'm
hover
on my
over
phone.
your name and there's 2 blue icons. Hover over your name with the
Oh, of my real name or of Roberta's name?
Over Roberta.
Well, Roberta's name. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going off and try again.
So welcome, everybody. I want to introduce Michelle Booker, who is our new CB7 district manager, who will be on just for a short time. And she will be coming to our July meeting when she has a little more time. And I think we should begin with maybe Janet or Lisa about our excellent forum that we had on in May.
Yeah, thank you, Roberta. Our forum, May 26th, tips on tech for vision and hearing. We were very pleased with the outcome, and I thank everybody for your contributions and participation. We had a total of 67 people. Now that included panelists and staff. But you know, considering it was our first virtual program, and when we were thinking of doing this live a year ago, we were hoping for about 50 people. So we were very, very happy with how things went, and the fact that Gail Brewer sponsored it, and her office was, I mean, they provided the technical help and really, really helped to promote it. And Gail herself made some excellent comments at the beginning. So we were very, very grateful to participate in it, and very, very happy about the outcome. There were good questions that came in from the audience. And after the fact, we've been in touch with people. So I feel very good about it. Roberta, do you want to say anything? And Lisa, certainly add whatever, comments you'd like to. And I know that it's available now through the website, correct? The recording, the Zoom recording?
The Center for Hearing was phenomenal because they provided a sign language interpreter, which was great. And they also had, they're cleaning up the transcript, because the problem is when you have the audio and the video, they don't always match. So we'll put it up on we'll put something up on our website. It's not a very good transcript, but I think once the Hearing Center cleans the transcript up, we can replace it with one that's easier to follow. And techniques were amazing. They showed, Lighthouse Guild showed how you can use your cell phone and other devices to enhance one's ability, being vision impaired. And some of the hearing programs were just amazing. So once I get the new transcript, I'll see if I can send it to everybody on the task force.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Lisa, anything that you want? And the Center for Hearing Communication in general was a wonderful partner. So yeah, that was really good. Lisa, any further?
Add to that, I would say that I think that it was very interesting to me to be in the process of witnessing how closed captioning works, and also getting an ASL sign language interpreters. There were two, they had to trade off, and the whole process, it seemed so daunting at the beginning. And then I realized, oh, this is something that once you get used to it, could be really helpful for a lot of different presentations for people. And so it was really beautiful just to go through that, you know, cumbersome at first process. And I'm looking forward to seeing the transcript updated, because I went to it and I saw a lot of words that are just sounded like that to the machine. It's just interesting to be in the process with everything. And people really got a lot out of it. And it's always good for people to know how to reach the people at Lighthouse Guild and at Center for Hearing and Communication to find out who do you talk to and as a human being, you know, right on the phone, and get services if you think you need them. So it was really helpful for people.
And I really want to thank Lisa, Janet, and Caroline from the Center on Hearing and Communication. They had meetings at least 4 times, plus a rehearsal. And I want to thank April Adams from Gail's office, because April helped with the technology, the dress rehearsal. We tried to figure out how to have the sign language interpreters on the screen while someone was sharing their screen. And it took us a good hour to get all of this detail together. And it was working with 3 wonderful professionals, plus April, was a godsend to this whole program.
As were you, Roberta. Thank you. It was, I think, a great team effort.
It really was.
Wonderful human experience to work so cooperatively and to get so accomplished. It was really a joy. Thank you, Roberta and Janet.
Yeah. So, Daniel, I don't know what happened with the hand sanitizers.
So we just ordered them yesterday, just in time. Let me just look at this. I should have tracking by next week, and they'll be sent out to 9 organizations here. I have the list that you sent me here. So Lincoln Square Neighborhood Center, Lighthouse Guild, Project Find, Hamilton Madison House, Marlene Meyerson JCC, DeRote, Church of St. Paul and St. Andrew, Red Oak, and Lily. And all of them have attentions on there per Roberta. And everyone will get 2 boxes, which has 200 hand sanitizers each. So you'll all get 400.
Thank you.
And when the tracking is released to me, I'll send it to Roberta and she can share it on. And that's, I'm really happy that we were able to kind of do this, and I would love to just see them get used and distributed to the community at large.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you. And does anyone have updates of anything that's happening? I know the senior centers may be able to open. Susan, are you available? Or Mickey?
On mute.
Mickey, can you unmute?
Mickey, you're muted.
How about that?
That's good. Nope, you're muted.
It goes back and forth, so let me just hold on to it. Do you hear me now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so we're set to open on the 21st, but we don't know.
Nope, you're muted again.
Okay, all right,
Good
I'll hold
now.
on to it. So I'll talk fast. We don't know how
Mute again.
we're getting a message from one division.
You-
We are opening for grab and go. And then we're getting a message that we have to open for activities,
No,
rooms. All right, it must be my, let me see.
Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything.
don't touch it, but now.
Just talk.
Okay, so it's set to open the 21st. We don't know how we're opening. Grab and go. There's one sector of DIFTA is saying grab and go, another is saying bring them in, but only 36 people could come in at a time. They can't be, I can't give them any exercise where they sweat or open their mouth. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I have a meeting this afternoon at 4 o'clock with the advisory board. And so we'll know more after that meeting. I want to add one more personal thing. I'm a year from now, next June, I'm going to retire, whatever that means. I don't know what that means yet, but it means that I'm going to step back for the whole year to create the new center that is expected of us. Wishfish has hired a director for all of our centers. We acquired a center in the Bronx, and we're going to acquire several other centers. So as I'm leaving, they've just hired someone that you will meet on the next meeting. Daniela Brenton, she will be the director of all senior centers for Wishfish. I think they're going into maybe 6 centers. So this year I will, unless there's something that is very important for me to come in and join this wonderful group, I'm going to step back and just kind of create whatever I have, loose ends. And I want to thank you, especially Roberta, for giving me this platform to help advocate for a lot of services that I brought to the community that where my voice wasn't heard. But in this platform and with the help of all of you and the support that all of you have given me throughout the years, I was able to bring more services to the community. And I am so grateful, especially to you for doing this and for all the phone calls you took on the side when nobody else was listening and you advocated for the services that the community needed. You are sometimes an unsung hero, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciated having this safe place where I could come in and express sometimes my frustration. Maybe you saw it as anger, but it wasn't really that. It was really a frustration of not getting what my community needed, and this platform was very helpful to me. So I thank you. I may come in and out during the year, but I am just finished my RFP. I'm exhausted from that. I don't know if anybody else who worked on an RFP, but I'm totally exhausted from that. And so I'm going to take a little time off. I have 3 grandchildren that I want to give a lot of energy to and get energy from them. And so I'm going to step a little back, but but I'm always available because I don't know how to turn off. I don't know how to turn off. I'm going to learn that. I don't know what retirement is. I'm going to learn that. And so anyway, thank you all so much. And I think you'll see me one more time when I introduce Daniela. And I live in the community. I am in the community. I hope to see you all again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for all of your high energy. It's been fun working with you. Really has. And one of the nice things about this task force is that we've had the elected officials reps with us. So when there's been an issue, somebody's been available to look at some of the, and I know the problems this year have been awful. The red tape, the bureaucracy, we'll get you information and it never comes, has been frustrating for everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank all of you.
So what I want to do is have everybody do an update, but we had discussed doing another forum, another program. So maybe we can brainstorm now that we know how to use Zoom and social media for a program, what are some of the issues that Madge?
How about free exercise, arthritis, that kind of tie-in, or whatever other health issues and what the city offers to seniors or organizations offer to seniors, both.
Unmute, Mickey.
I have a calendar, a virtual calendar from the center, and we have a lot of healing modalities. One is Tai Chi for arthritis. I could send the group a calendar of events, and you're all welcome to join in. And we do have a lot. We have a lot of other programs. We have Zoom.
Unmute.
You're intermittently muted.
Muted, Mickey.
You're muted.
Unmute.
Mickey, you're muted.
Mickey, you're muted. No.
We don't hear anything you're saying.
Okay, very quickly.
Yeah.
I also have a question for Mickey. I'd like to know what's happening at the senior center at Douglas Houses.
You have to unmute me.
Do, and it goes and comes. It
There
goes.
you go.
No. You can see the little red dot on your screen. If it's red, then it's muted.
No, Mickey, you're muted.
Okay, what about now? You got me?
Perfect.
Now you're good.
Okay. The Douglas Senior Center is not open yet due to safety. It's a very small venue. And so we're opening Red Oak for both communities. And then as we progress with how safety is going in New York City, we will open the Douglas Senior Center. We are providing, we will provide food, grab and go for Douglas, and the calendar, they've been participating, especially in modern technology, especially in computer applications, and they've been participating in the exercise programs, especially Tai Chi for arthritis. I think they like the fact that there's a program, there's an exercise that addresses the joints and feeling good and sort of, moving away from any aches and pains. So we have that twice a week. And there are other centers who are jumping in on that. The Stein Center is jumping in on some of our virtual programming. So we are aware of Douglas. We provided vaccines in that site. We're calling all the members every day of the week. We're updating them, and we provided lots of service during pandemic for both centers.
Thanks. You know what I'm thinking for a next workshop, hearing what you're saying, Mickey, and in general, if arthritis is a topic we want to focus on, we could do something where, perhaps we could have an arthritis specialist, maybe even Dan, somebody through Mount Sinai, who can talk about, how to identify signs of arthritis, some of the general medical and health related issues. And then maybe as a part of it, do some, Mickey, if you get some, have somebody who could actually do some type of, exercise with the participants on Zoom.
That's right. Good idea.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah.
A few years back, I joined, and I'm not sure of the name, the center on 145th and Riverside, and they had an aquatics class for seniors, which is less for arthritis, and it's less stressful on your bones because you're doing the exercises as in Tai Chi, which I took that also. I would rather be in the water. The only thing was I went up there winter and summer, but the only thing was it's a little far when you have arthritis. You coming out of the pool, it's heated, but you coming out of the pool, and that just aggravates the arthritis. But I was wondering if something like that can be done in this district, because I didn't find anything. I did that for a year, but the stress and strain of going up there in the wintertime, it took a toll on me. So I was wondering if anybody know anything about that or could create something like that.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably a good thing to explore. Maybe even, I know there's the rec center, you know, on what is the 60th or 61st.
Right.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't think they're fully open, but it would be something that we could talk about if we want to talk about what we're doing. I mean, certainly, I think knowing about those resources is something that we could have, that we could disseminate to people and perhaps even talk about. We're talking about what we're going to do for our next workshop, right? So we could certainly cover things like that. But do we?
And the JCC has some programs too. I see Brittany's hand.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to Madge's earlier question about free exercise classes for seniors, because DeRote offers quite a few of those. Since we're still operating completely remotely, they're all taking place over Zoom, but we do have a calendar of monthly events that are occurring. We have a variety of wellness classes, exercise classes that seniors can take over Zoom from their homes. So I can send, Roberta, I can send you this month's calendar for it if you want to share that resource with everyone else in the group.
I'm glad to share resources and you know, some of the electeds and certainly CB7 can post anything on our website if that's something that you'd like. So if you send me, you know,
I will send you mine too. I'll send you my calendar.
And just let me know that it's okay to post on our websites, and we'll put it up. And you know, I know many of the electeds on this call have been really good about posting on their websites.
Right.
So should we look into doing something maybe at the end of August or beginning of September on arthritis? Dan and I can talk, and we can talk to people from some of the programs that already have Zoom programs on arthritis and exercise program.
I just reached out to my lead on asking about who I would reach out to on specialty for arthritis. So I already asked.
Excellent. You're 2 steps ahead of us.
Great, Dan, thanks.
Would they have acupuncture specialists as well affiliated with Mount Sinai?
I know that
I do not know. Yeah.
I know the head of Rusk Institute is a big at NYU is a big proponent of acupuncture. So if there isn't someone at Mount Sinai, I can ask Dr. Lee. Mickey, you have to unmute. Mickey,
unmute.
Mickey, you need to unmute. We can't hear you.
I have so much to talk about. Anyway, listen, I had acupuncture at the senior center at the Red Oak for a few years, and it was banned by DIFTA, so I had to remove it. And they were not using needles, they were using a plastic kind of needle, and still DIFTA banned it. But I want to tell you about my Tai Chi our Tai Chi for arthritis. These, a couple of years ago, DIFTA asked us to send volunteers for their programs to become specialists in those areas. And so they are evidence-based. They became evidence-based. Evidence-based is classes that are required by DIFTA for us to. So our specialists in that are recommended by DIFTA to give these classes. So it's part of our program. And so the specialist, the exercise instructor that I have on board is certified by the Department of Aging, number one. And number two, very, very slow. I mean, very beginner level for our seniors. And this has been going on throughout the pandemic. So I will also send you the calendar so you could look at it, and you could all go in and watch his program and make an assessment of it. It is very popular. He is also working for other senior centers in the community. So I'll send you a sample, or you could look through the entire calendar. I'll send it as soon as I let go to you, Roberta, and you could distribute it as you wish. Okay, I'm out.
I wonder wonder if part of the program could be to kind of collate some kind of list of the different arthritis exercises available, like aquatics and Tai Chi and
Yes.
whatever's happening at JCC, and just having links so people can get connected to the different services in CP7 like that. You know, I was also thinking it would be so cool to have some kind of potpourri of like presenters just saying this is, you know, just putting a face to a skill, you know, like the Tai Chi presenter, or just having different faces even, so people could find their way to it more easily. And just as a separate idea, I was thinking,
Great.
you know, a lot of seniors call just through Lighthouse Guild. A lot of seniors call saying, I don't know how to use my iPhone or my Android. And I just wonder if there's some kind of additional next time even to just consider if there's any kind of brief educational pop-up shop in our virtual presentation on, you know, basics of phone use. I think that would be a big hit.
There's a wonderful center down in the West 20s that's funded by something called OATS. I don't know, forget what OATS stands for, but it's funding through the government for senior projects, and they do everything you want to know on the computer. They have lots of classes online. I'm trying to think of when I think of the name of it, I'll get back on and tell you. But that sounds like just what you're talking about.
I think they call it Planet Seniors. I think it's called Planet Seniors.
Senior Planet.
Senior Planet. That's it.
DeRote also has our Connect Through Tech program,
Right.
which anyone that's with DeRote can participate in, where we'll provide tech assistance with any type of device virtually right now. So
Let's stay on
phone.
the arthritis for a moment. Rita, I think you had your hand up.
Yeah, but if you want to stick on arthritis, I mean, one of the things we've heard from seniors is they want to get outside. They don't want to do Zoom anymore.
Right.
They're just really zoomed out, to be honest. And I was wondering if we could do, I mean, it goes back to the other idea we talked about last time, which was doing some sort of an event outdoors. And Lincoln Centers is doing some amazing events coming up this summer on their campus. And I just wonder if that's something we couldn't work with them on.
And let's
Or
include,
any organization.
let's also include and not leave out the Upper West Side, the real Upper West Side. That's like in the 60s. We have seniors here with arthritis who are some wheelchair bound. Mickey, you know of the people in your area. We need that also, so we have to focus on both areas.
Could we get the Parks Department input, maybe have some outdoor classes? I see young women doing classes in the park, but
We
maybe
can't do,
senior classes.
Madge, we're a task force. We cannot be doing,
Well, Rita's on there. Maybe Rita can plug into that and get the parks. Or I'll be glad to.
Madge, we are a task force. If an organization like JCC or DeRote wants to do, or Goddard, right now, let's stick to our topic, which is, let's look into, I'll talk with Daniel, we'll look at, and maybe with Mickey, to look to see if we can set up some kind of a program, either inside or outside, depending upon what kind of restrictions there are for the end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah, I just want to say too, I'm sorry, I could hear everything since we started, but I've been buffering. This is Susan from Goddard. As we reopen, we will have some outdoor activities because we do have some outdoor space. And one of the things that we do offer is a walking club, a walking group, because you know, just getting out and moving as a group is more fun sometimes than moving individually. But, you know, I agree with Mickey. Mickey, it's been such a joy to get to know you through this group. Working with the Department for the Aging has been really, really difficult in these months. And the reopening announcement came in the middle of the RFP, which means we're a little bit delayed in offering some things that we would ideally have started next week. We just couldn't do because we were busy writing proposals and assembling 1 million attachments. And you know, thank you everybody here for your MOUs and your letters of support. But I think all of these things that we're talking about, you know, tech help, exercises targeted for people with arthritis, we do Tai Chi, we do chair yoga. They're all things that the senior centers do regularly, but that have been shut down. And the virtual stuff for us reaches maybe 10% of our people, not just because of tech knowledge, but also because of lack of broadband knowledge, broadband access. I mean, the digital divide has hit people hard. But I think the idea of a maybe theme-based common calendars is what I think I was hearing. Like, let's pull together everything for arthritis. You know, because we get a lot of calendars, we share stuff, we blast it out. But I like that idea of targeted, pulling together particular theme-based resources, whatever, however we organize it. I think that would be really incredibly useful for people at the provide. So you're not sifting through a giant calendar that has jewelry making and painting and all these other things that you might also love. But maybe we could do something on arthritis, something on people who want technology, all the technology resources. And we all have different schedules that will also help us see, well, maybe if WSFISH does technology at 10, maybe we'll do it at 11. So people can schedule themselves on different days, so that there's always some place where you can go that meets that particular need.
If everybody send me their calendars of events, I can pull together by type. So, you know, stuff for arthritis, stuff for technology, stuff for socializing, and then we can share it amongst ourselves. I think that would be a big help.
Susan, can you tell us more about the walking groups?
Sure. I think, DIFTA requires what they call evidence-based practices. And one of them is, I think it's called Walk with Ease. And members register as they would for any senior center activity, but they walk collectively. I actually have never participated in it, so I couldn't tell you the details, but I know that it's been on our calendar and that it's very popular with members. One of our walking groups was actually led by a nurse from Mount Sinai, Mary Simmons, who's stationed at Lincoln Square. But we've done informal walking groups. Actually, our receptionist organized one year because she really loves to walk, and it was a beautiful season. It's just, and because Lincoln Square and Goddard, both of our senior centers are very close to Central Park, it's easy for people to get to a place that's very scenic. So they're not just walking around they're walking in nature, and we get all the benefits of nature bathing and greenery. So it's, we're fortunate in our location.
What if we did,
sorry.
I was just gonna say, what if we did like topical based walking groups, and maybe we did two on the same day, so that and there are two different topics and people could choose, but then we're kind of pulling together that we have lots of different things going on and we're promoting it as one, right? We can even do three, right? And we could come together and everybody could promote. We could all start at Goddard and then split off into the groups. It's kind of concrete, simple.
I think what people like about the walking groups is that they can talk while they're walking, and it becomes informal social time. I'm not sure I'd want to structure it beyond let's walk together.
I know the JCC also has a walking tour. I don't know how that worked out. We talked about it last month.
I think we could survey members and see if it's something they're interested in. Right now we're just really focused on trying to get the door open, and trying to get some things like our HVAC systems working, because they're all pending city permits and stuff like that.
Susan, what is the timing on reopening?
For Goddard, we're doing a soft reopening on 88th Street. I think next week they might have put it off another week because of this proposal process. Lincoln Square is opening after July 4th because we're still in the middle of our bathroom renovation that was supposed to have been finished at the end of January. We have a first floor bathroom that's being renovated to be fully accessible, and it'll also be because it's a single stall, it can be gender neutral. So I think for Lincoln Square, I know definitely after July. For 88th Street, we've been kind of wavering back and forth because of some of the facility stuff there too. But we'll be open before, we're doing a soft opening. 88th Street just got permission to do the grab and go that we applied to start in the middle of January. So we have 2-week approval to give out lunches. It's just, I mean, it's been chaos. This has just been chaos. You know, the mayor announced by Twitter, you can reopen your, say senior centers are reopening. Nobody told the senior centers. And, you know, I just saw an email from a high level person at DFDA saying, well, anybody who wasn't ready to reopen wasn't watching the calls to reopen. And I was like, well, we did the call to reopen and we were caught off guard. So there's really, and then the guidelines came, so I don't know what, Mickey, something like 8 hours after the mayor tweeted that we're opening, we got the guidelines, and it's like 10 pages or 12 pages of stuff to pay attention to, all of which we know, but it requires ordering, you know, you can't serve lunch until you order food. Well, food has to be ordered 2 weeks ahead of time. So just because you're saying go ahead and open doesn't mean it's actually practical. We threw out any food that we had 14 months ago. So it's not like we've got stocks of stuff sitting around waiting to be served. So I know my crankiness is overflowing a little bit, but we will be open. I would say by the first week of July, we should be at least soft reopening. And again, numbers have to be reduced because we have reduced capacity. We have to keep everybody spaced. You know, we haven't quite figured out, is it first come, first serve? Do we do some sort of rotation system based on alphabet?
25%.
You know, no, right, 25%, but 25%. So how do you decide, what do you do with the other 75% of the people? You know, how do you have a fair system? Are people going to line up at 7 to get into the center when it opens at 8? You know, or is it survival of the fittest, or do you time, you know, we can do lunch and sessions, but everything else is really, there's just a lot of logistics to think through about. You don't want somebody walking in the heat to come to a center only to be told you have to go home because we're at capacity. So we're just trying to figure out some of those logistics, you know, all of which we've been thinking about, but it's.
And under one group is saying to us, grab and go. You have to, they can't eat on site. And another group is, so we send their food home. When do they come back? They're not coming back. I also have a walking group, and my walking group leader was trained by DFDA. There is a whole ritual of what they have to follow. I have that. I also have space in the backyard. I have great space. And so they want us to bring the seniors in, but they can't do any exercise where they have their mouth open, where they sweat. They can't be, my domino room and bingo room will only fit maybe 4 people. So I'm doing that in the backyard. And then they have to be 6 feet apart from each other while they're playing bingo. While they're playing domino. So what are they coming in for?
Mickey, even if they've been vaccinated?
Say that we're not allowed to ask.
Mickey, you're muted again.
We're not allowed to ask.
You're muted, Mickey.
Why not?
I'm answering for Mickey. We're not allowed to ask. I think it's considered medical discrimination or something like that, because it's a medical procedure, and usually many people can't be vaccinated because of their health status. So then you're discriminating against people who, for health reasons, can't be vaccinated. So that's why we can't ask about vaccination. If somebody had a health reason for not being able to be vaccinated, we end up eliminating a whole group of people.
Mickey, you have to unmute. Unmute and stay unmute.
We have to follow them around the center to make sure that they're face covering at all times, and to make sure they're distance between each other. These seniors are just coming back. I created groups, walking groups amongst themselves during pandemic after they were safe. So a lot of them haven't seen each other. They're going to hug each other. They're going to be so happy to be alive. They're going to be so happy to see each other. How do we stop this kind of embrace? How do we stop this? You know, they need bereavement. We have to talk about the dead in our center. We have to talk about, you know, getting them health for those people they buried because they don't have enough money they need their money to come back to. We have to do a lot of case management one-on-one. And so we're in the front lines, and we're the ones who are going to say, after the 36 people that come into my center, the 37th person, I'm the one who have to go up front and say, you cannot come in. And I'm the one that they're going to be angry. They're already telling me, they spot me in the street, why aren't you open? The city said you have to open. So we're explaining all of this. Now, today at 4:00, we have a meeting with the commissioner for the Bronx. I'm in Manhattan, but I'm going into that Bronx meeting because the commission is going to explain how we're really going to do this. So there's stuff in writing and there's stuff that they're going to bypass within that writing and make it more, I guess, easier for us to move forward with this. I don't know if Susan's coming in, but the meeting for Manhattan is after the 14th. So I'm going into the Bronx to make sure I know what's going on. I don't know, Susan, are you going into this meeting today at 4:00? If you can, I could send you the link and you jump in because we really
See, I would love it if you could, because I would absolutely love that, Mickey. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We're in this together.
And
I always feel that in this group.
And let CB7 let us know what we can do to advocate. You know, we have all the electeds are on board. We're going to just send out an e-blast telling people what has to be done. So, you know, after today, if you need something, just let us know.
Okay, great.
Rita, did you want to say something?
I wanted to just add, I concur with everything there that was said. And I think of advocacy, just off the top of my head, is related to the number of meals. So what I'm hearing from the centers is the number of meals are sort of capped, and being able to open up that number would be a little more helpful for our centers as well. As everyone said, if you say we're open, people are going to just kind of show up. And if you only have 65 meals and 100 people show up, and I've traveled from who knows where to get there, that's going to be a lot of frustrated folks and people who may not be able to eat, where we have more capacity to do. And I think, as we said last time, as we think about restaurants and other spaces that may be equivalent, gyms, et cetera, the rules are somewhat different, and I understand why, but kind of understanding what the logic behind that a little bit more and doing some advocacy would be great.
So they've told you how many meals you can serve or grab and go.
Yeah, I mean, capacities have been, I mean, again, we're talking about 25% capacity, but even in a grab and go, why limit a capacity if people are grabbing and going? I mean, I think so. There's some logic, and again, I'm just speaking. Obviously our senior center people would have sort of grander articulation than I'm giving right now, but I do know there are some things, and I will be emailing that over to you.
That'd be good, because if we know who to send an email to and what to ask for, we're glad to write a letter.
Yes, and I know that we work with many of the groups on this call, and if there's anything we can do to support, also please reach out to Councilmember Rosenthal's office as well.
Do any of the other agencies want to add anything?
I can add a little update about Lighthouse Guild. Our tech center, we actually had a small groundbreaking ceremony last week, which was exciting. Gail Brewer was there, which she's always so supportive. The actual center should be opening towards the end of the summer. And, you know, once there will be some type of ribbon cutting event, and given, you know, depending on capacity, certainly we'll keep you all apprised and hopefully be able to invite everybody to the ribbon cutting. But that's, you know, that's going to be a center, really kind of state of the art center in terms of the technology, but also in terms of the approach, because we've had adaptive technology training for a long time, primarily for people who are legally blind and going to work. What this is going to do is going to be expanding the expertise to people who aren't necessarily legally blind and or aren't necessarily going to work. So certainly, you know, a large focus, I mean, the vast majority of people who have vision issues are older adults who aren't necessarily working. So there'll be a smart home set up. There'll be, fancy technology, but there'll also be training for people, say, who want to get the most out of their iPhones or iPads in terms of accessibility, whether or not you have a specific eye diagnosis. So we'll keep you posted on that. But that's been a big emphasis of what we've been working on. And the thing is, what's unique about it, besides the technology and the training, is that we will have occupational therapists, which we already have occupational therapy to help people with low vision, but to do an actual technology assessment, considering, what people's goals are and what their other issues might be, that would be affecting both their ability to acquire devices and skills in technology, but also in terms of their being able to integrate them in better help us. Their background noise.
Roberta.
Yeah. So our next meeting is going to be Thursday, July 15th. In the meantime, I'll work with Dan and a few others to see what we can do about having a program on arthritis for seniors. If everybody, if all the agencies, and even the ones that aren't here today, can send me a list of their upcoming activities, I guess for the months of June and July, I can put it together according to whether it's a walking group or a tech program or exercise program for seniors.
Roberta,
Yeah.
Before you adjourn, Rita has like 2 quick things to just update the group about that our office is involved in. Would that be okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have plenty of time.
Thanks, Rita. Could you talk about the our homebound senior program pilot as well as the Medicare webinar that's planned for July, please? You're muted.
Hi, everyone. Yesterday was our first delivery for groceries to homebound seniors. We're working with Wisca and Jarot. We worked on this pilot for the past 2 months. It started yesterday. We delivered to, today we're also delivering, but about 10 or 15 people each day. And it went very, very well. I myself went out with one of the volunteers to 2 senior homebound people living in the district, and they were absolutely delighted. And the food was amazing. We got food from New York State Farms as a result of the PFRED program. So that's where fresh produce is sent in from New York State Farms, along with Wisco, who donated fresh grains and proteins. It was 2 full grocery bags of food. I think the people that received them were absolutely shocked. They had no idea they were getting fresh food like that. So they were ecstatic, and we're looking forward to, hopefully, if everything goes well, really broadening this program to a much larger program. We did this as a result of hearing from seniors that really just didn't want frozen meals anymore. They were really wanting to cook for themselves, or if they had an aide at home, they were able to be cooking for them. So these groceries now, they can actually cook their own food if they like. The food looked amazing. I have pictures of it, happy to share with everybody. It was, I mean, really one of the most exciting things I've done since being with the council member for 5 years. It was amazing. And then the second thing is we're planning a Medicare webinar, a 1-hour webinar on in mid-July. I can send the date as we get it confirmed. It's going to have, it's a 1-hour webinar that's going to have Medicare assistance programs that are available to people that most people don't even know, a lot of people don't even know about. And there's going to be a Medicaid spend down. A lot of people that think they're not eligible for Medicaid may be eligible if they spend down. And we're going to do also on Medicare coverage in response to coronavirus. And last but not least, they're going to have a new tool. We're working with the Medicare Rights Center. They're going to have a new tool that's going to allow people during the webinar in real time to put in their information. And they're going to do what's called a benefits assessment. And they're going to actually be able to in real time let them know, yeah, you're eligible for Medicare rights, you're eligible for Medicare assistance, you're eligible for Medicaid. And it's our way of like really bringing resources to people when they don't know about them. We did one similar a couple months ago, but not for Medicare, for other senior benefits programs. We had a huge turnout last time. We had 150 people that joined us. I was surprised myself. I didn't realize that many people were doing Zoom or online or any of that. And so we're going to continue doing these webinars and getting as many people as we can to know about what they have, what they're eligible for.
That's excellent.
Thank you.
Anybody else have updates?
I can give a little from Lily. We will be resuming our food delivery. We've been doing something very similar with really good groceries, and we're going to be resuming that in 1 month. We've also started a walking group this week, and that was really fun. We're doing another webinar this month on palliative care, advanced medical directives. We have a doctor from Mount Sinai who's going to come in and do a presentation. It's just something that we have noticed in recent months was that a lot of people either didn't have paperwork in order or have some paperwork that needs to be updated. So that's something we've been hearing a lot from people, and we've done a webinar last month and one this month.
Excellent.
Do you know who that doctor is?
Norma Brown.
How do you get that information? Can you put that in chat or somewhere we can find it to see the webinar?
Oh, you know what I can do is I could send a Zoom link to the group.
Thank you.
Sure.
And Duro, I know, does some wonderful stuff with
Roberta?
Yes.
So there's all this information that's really important and we're sending it out to ourselves, but I feel we're speaking a bit to the converted. Is there a way, especially that we now have a new DM at the community board, that we could post it, that there could be a kind of permanent bulletin board?
Well, what
this kind of information.
Louisa, what we're talking about is having everybody send me their calendars of what they're doing, and I'm going to pull it together into some, coordinated, not just by Duro, but say if it's about Medicare, and there's if Lily's doing a program on Medicare, and so is.
Okay, I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about posting it.
Yes, then we're going to
having it available for people who aren't affiliated with any organization.
If you let me finish, then each of our organizations can post it on our websites. So we can, people are not going to go through 5 different calendars, but if they're looking for something about arthritis, and we can post, these are the groups that are working on arthritis. These are the programs that relate to Tai Chi. These are, I think that could be very effective, and we'll start this month, and then we can start posting on the website, and other electeds and other organizations can post on theirs.
Is there any way we can reach people who don't have online capability, or
once the library's open, we can post in the libraries. But right now we're kind of constricted to how we reach out. We used to send emails to the library, posters and things, and they would print them and post them. But right now, the Upper West Side libraries are not open.
How about religious institutions? Isn't there an organization?
Sorry.
Who's speaking?
I have a question. I had my hand up, but I took it down since everybody's just yelling out. Now that it's getting warmer, I've seen seniors with walkers wheelchairs, and you may not can see certain disabilities with seniors, such as knee problems, hip problems. Now, my concern is with the motor scooters, or whatever you call them, motorbikes. How concerned are people, or should there be something done? Because myself, I cannot get out the way quick enough, or a person with a wheelchair might not take that second look to the right or left. So how concerned are people about the motor scooters? And they just opened up a new one down the street from me, motorized motor scooters. So
I saw it.
you saw that. So how concerned are people? No one.
I think everyone's concerned. And if there's a section, if there's a particular location that any of the senior centers are at near bike lanes, and you want special signage, you can email me and I'll forward that information to the transportation committee, who will then forward it to DOT. But I mean, I know that some of the senior centers are near bike lanes. The other thing I want to report is, Mickey, the 106th Street crossing from which we've been working on for 6 years, DOT is finally looking at it. We've been trying for at least 6 years to get a stop sign or a red light at the middle of the block on 106th Street, you know, where the hill is, between Red Oaks on one side and Jewish Home and Life Care on the other side, and have been told numerous times that it's against whatever the regulations are. But finally, DOT has gotten new regulations, I guess, and they're hopefully in the next couple of months. So some advocacy work takes a long time. And we can't hear you, Mickey. Thanks, Brittany. Wait, Mickey, we still unmute. You're happy?
Mickey, unmute.
We can't hear you.
Mickey, unmute.
Unmute.
Mickey, click on the mute icon at the bottom left. You hover.
There you
over-
go.
No, I am doing it correctly. It's just not working. Could you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yes?
Yes.
Anyway, throughout the years, I've seen seniors rushing out there, crossing that busy street. Some of them, we just grab them. We have security guards there sometimes. I'm so grateful that maybe my last year, I don't have to be so worried about that one thing. So it took many, many years to do that. And I'm grateful and I thank you once again. Good job. Thank you. Took a while.
It did, but we worked hard. We got it. All right, everybody. So unless there's something else, we'll see everybody July 15th at 10 a.m. And in the meantime, send me your calendars and any street locations where you're having problems with seniors crossing.
Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.